Good afternoon, family, and welcome back to another episode of GodSpeed, where we provide you a weekly market overview for the Lexus LC500. Okay, family, tonight we're going to have a little bit more condensed episode because I'm definitely going to hit you guys with my traditional market review. And as a part of the market review this week, I do have an amazing 18 opportunity that's L certified. Guys, we got another inspiration series to talk about, and we've got an ultra low 2021 convertible in the hit list. Now, this week we will not have the video of the week or the aftermarket showcase. My apologies to you guys for that, but I got a little bit busy, but I absolutely want to make sure I got in front of you with our weekly market overview, okay? All right, family, let's get into tonight's episode, but before we do, I really appreciate your support. You can continue to show that by subscribing to the channel. Let's go. Let's get into this week's market review. So first up, guys, we've got an amazing 2018 opportunity here. Loving this one because it's obviously that infrared exterior. This one is the touring package. We've got these beautiful, now I really like these right here because we got the chrome 20-inch wheels. We've got the tinted windows already done on this infrared. And then, family, when we look on the inside, let's take a look back. Yeah, those are either chrome or hyper polished. Not sure, but in the 20-inch wheel option, we've got that beautiful black interior, Alcantara on the door seals and on the roof liner. And then we've got that amazing aniline leather interior for the seats. Okay, this one is this a glass? This is absolutely a glass top. Okay, and looks to be in good condition, right? I mean, you know, we talk about the black interior, and sometimes, family, those black interiors can show a little bit of wear and tear on them just because of the creases and whatnot, but this one looks really seamless. I mean, it looks very good. Coming in at 24,000 miles, I think this is a tremendous opportunity. Let's look at the deets a little bit closer, right? So 2018, 24,903 miles on it. That is absolutely low miles, okay? And let's see if we've got, clean title, 0 accidents, and 3 previous owners, right? The ownership, probably more than what some of us like to see on it, but I would say with an 18, and particularly on the touring packages, right? 3 is probably very much average, right? You know, I do like the fact that we're seeing 0 accidents reported. You know, one of the reasons I think that's going to be instrumental is that, you know, not so much on the pickup side of this, because we're definitely coming from a Lexus dealership and is L certified, which we're about to get into next, but from a resale perspective, right? You go to resell this, as long as the fact that it doesn't have any damage or accidents on a Carfax is absolutely going to give just one less reason for you to get a lesser valuation or appraisal on the vehicle. So thumbs up on that one as well. And then last but not least, family, we got the 24,000 miles on this one. And like we mentioned in several episodes, the L certification is going to give you the 20,000 miles or 4 services for free. So that's going to get this bad boy up to almost 45,000 miles. More importantly, it's going to help us to ensure that you get that 30,000 mile service covered for free, which we know that that's at least $1,000 service. The other 3 services, roughly about $250. So what we can do on this one is we can say that the certification is giving you a $2,000 financial savings. Okay, so in effect, right, you could drop this price down to $61,695, and that's because, you know, more than likely, if you get this pickup at LC500, you're more than likely going to get a service at the dealership, and those services are going to cost you over the next 4 years, going to cost you $2,000 average. Okay, so when we talk about a $61,695,000 L certified vehicle with 24,000 miles on it in this amazing infrared that everybody loves from an exterior color, and then we got that beautiful black aniline leather with the Alcantara on the roof and on the doors. Guys, I think we just got an amazing package right here, right? This is going to really make somebody's day. Now, don't see a tremendous opportunity on the dealer APR, but absolutely, you know, I've had several conversations with the dealers, and I've got a little bit mixed bag on responses when it comes to how do special financing opportunities apply for used vehicles, new vehicles versus certified. Now, obviously the new vehicles qualify for the 3.9 and 2.5 and 4.0 APRs, right? Because they're brand new vehicles and they're under that particular program. Again, I'm talking about the specific ones that have programs running for them. For a used vehicle, they obviously do not apply, right? But because this vehicle is certified, it's a little bit unique, right? It's kind of, in the middle of the road, if you will. And so maybe ask the dealer, if you're going to pick up a certified vehicle, maybe ask them, is there any way that if you do financing with them, you might be able to get some of those, special financing opportunities that they might have running for a 2024 LC500 if you were to pick it up brand new. Okay, just a little something to try out there to try to get you guys a little extra dollars, save you a little few dollars every month. Okay, now let's talk about this inspiration series, right? Really excited to see this color. I tell you what, man, you just never get tired of seeing the structural blue. This one's got tinted windows on it. Obviously, this 18 was built on the touring package, but you get the 21-inch wheels, obviously. Let me get in bigger size right here for you. I mean, everything looks super clean, right? Now, when we get into the deets, you are going to notice that this one does have one accident on it. Again, from a resale perspective, I think that's going to, give somebody a reason to give you less on the appraisal. But from a purchase perspective, family, the fact that this thing is coming from Lexus, it's actually coming with that Lexus certified. Now, I do want you guys, if you're absolutely looking to pick this one up, please do make sure that, man, that bespoke, this is not bespoke white. Why did I call it? Yeah, actually it's bespoke white. Sorry. Yeah, this interior on that blue, I mean, it's the best of the best, right? And I do love this carbon fiber with the actual inscription of which particular number you are in the 104 2018 launch edition. But this thing looks absolutely impeccable, right? What I was trying to say is that I didn't see anything that specifically called out a L certification for this vehicle, but it's coming from a Lexus dealership, and it's got 10,000 miles. And family, I don't understand why it would not be L certified, but because it's not written out, please do make sure that you, you get that understanding before you purchase it, right? Because that's going to save you some money, and we'll talk about that here in a few moments. Okay, but love this, right? I mean, because this is that bluish color Alcantara, I mean, it just looks different, right? The black Alcantara looks really good, but sometimes it's kind of hard to tell if it's Alcantara or felt. But the colored Alcantaras, well, they just kind of show off a little bit more of the the impression that you find when you wave your hand over or you rub on the Alcantara, right? So absolutely love it in this blue. Love the white. Looks like we got one key on here, not two. Hey, that's something else too to ask for, guys, right? If you end up picking something up from the Lexus dealership, a new key is going to run you anywhere from $350 to about $500 for these, and that's going to include the key fob, getting it reprogrammed to this vehicle, and then also too, if you're not aware, a lot of these new key fobs have a hard-coded key in the key fob, right? You push a little button on the side, and then your little traditional metal key pops out just in case your battery dies on the car, or the key fob battery dies, and you still need to get into the vehicle, right? So, the dealer, right? Let's face it. I mean, the parts, it's parts and labor to get that second key. So you might, if it's important to you, you might have an opportunity to negotiate a little bit, right? Obviously the Lexus dealership is going to, be able to potentially eat that cost, and they might even, this is something I hadn't thought about, particularly on the L certifieds, right? You might even say, hey guys, as a part of the conditioning, the vehicle really should have two keys, right? Just in case my wife wants to drive it and I'm away, or just in case something happens, I lose the key, I got another key. So, maybe have the conversation about, hey guys, how do we get that second key included into the L certification piece of it, okay? But beautiful, beautiful, beautiful color combination right here. Let's look at the deets real quick. Okay, fam, 2018, 10,000 mile. I mean, this is ridiculous, right? We do have, like I mentioned earlier, we do have the one accident showing damage report. Now, I didn't go out here to look at the the Carfax on this one, but I don't see it right here. But if you go over to some of these other, places like Auto Trader or something that I'm pretty sure you're going to have the Carfax. You'll be able to get that for free. And just take a look at that damage and see if that damage was reported where typically it's going to be the front or the rear, right? But take a look and see if that damage is coming in as minor, average, or major. Okay, that's going to definitely make a difference here. Love to see the one owner, obviously, and absolutely love to see this price of $67,995. So let's consider that this is certified, because it's going to be hard pressed to not be certified, right? At 10,000 miles, guys, we're at the sweet spot on this bad boy, because it's 10,594. We know we get 4 services. We know that those services are done every 5,000 mile interval. So that's going to put us right over the 30,000 mile. So we will absolutely get to do that 30,000 mile service as a part of our final service. And again, what I like about that is because it's one of the major services, it costs $1,000. It helps me to be able to say, hey, you can take $2,000 in effect off of this price point, right? You know, more than likely you're not taking this thing somewhere else unless you know somebody, unless you know one of these, got a good relationship with one of these aftermarket, shops. But, $65,995. I mean, if that thing was advertised as $65,995, come on, it will be flying off the shelf even quicker than I think it's going to do on this one. If I'm not mistaken, this bad boy, no, it's actually been a dealership 19 days. That's interesting. Okay. Maybe I just missed it, but I feel like this is my first time seeing it back out here, unless this is, guys, you guys remember a couple weeks back, man, this might be that. Okay. Sorry guys. It just kind of hit me in the head right now, but a couple weeks back, right, we actually talked about a $69,000 offering. It had these 10,000 miles on there. It had the one accident as well. And one of our community members actually reached out and said he bought the vehicle. So, if you're listening to the video tonight, my friend, please do jump in chat for us and let us know if you ended up returning the vehicle. Now, if it's just your personal prerogative and you decided that, you know what, now's not the right time, you don't have to jump in here and talk about it. But unless you want to, of course. But if it was something like, there was something about the vehicle that didn't sit right with you, just as a part of the community, would love to get your feedback on if you returned the vehicle because of something that was mechanical, something that was off, that you just couldn't live with, as purchasing a new vehicle. Would love to hear that for you, just to give some awareness for anybody else out on the channel that might be looking to swoop this in. Because let's face it, at now what's coming in at about $2,000 less than what it was advertised back then, $2,000, $3,000. Man, this thing's $67,995. So let's get back to what I was saying about the, given that there's not something that's causing this car to be, less valuable. You could take $2,000 off this because of the L certification, as long as they're giving it to you. And then you in effect have a vehicle that's $65,995 for a launch edition Inspiration Series with 10,000 miles on it in this amazing structural blue with the bespoke white interior. I don't think I need to say anything more on that one. Okay. All right, family, let's take a look at our last one for the evening. Guys, we got this beautiful 2021 Lexus LC500 convertible. Okay, if you noticed, all of tonight's my hit list this week are all coming from Lexus dealerships. I'm just kind of having a Lexus theme, a L certified theme, if you will. And this one is also the same way, right? If I'm not mistaken, I believe we talked about this one, or at least touched on it in my convertible, or not the convertible, but the 2021 model forecast, or look back from 23 and a look forward for 24. I think we touched on this one, but guys, at $71,995, right? I just had to put it back in front of you, right? I know it hasn't been on my hit list, and so I definitely wanted to get it in front of you. I do recall mentioning on one of the videos how we've got some, a little bit of damage down here on the bottom front lips. That's probably somebody just not taking their time coming into, a street, or where it's dipped or something like that. Gonna be interesting to see how Lexus repairs that, right? Because it looks like it's kind of taken a little bit out of the bumper, but let's see how they recondition that. Sometimes, I mean, I won't lie, I've actually seen them put a brand new bumper on there. So I don't know how they're going to do this one, so I don't want to call it out. But what I will say is that if you're looking at this vehicle, and while $71,995 is absolutely very attractive, if I'm not mistaken, this is about 4,000, 5,000 underneath market average. But I don't think that's enough of a break to not have this stuff right here corrected. Okay, unless, and if if you go this route, I would still look to maybe pull a little bit more money off of this. But if you are like, man, you know what, this is $4,000 or $5,000 less than any convertible. It's got the low miles that we'll get into on the deets and stuff like that. You could probably remedy this with a front lip kit. You guys have seen the Maxton kits on the channel. We've debuted those. Those kits are about $300, $400 tops. They come in gloss black. They're very subtle. So they almost look factory-ish or factory plus. Something like that for $400 could absolutely remedy that. You could always obviously go with one of the more, like Carbon Addict or one of the other carbon fiber distributors if you're looking for that. But I'm just talking to the conservative person for a moment who's like, listen, I'm not putting carbon fiber lips and kits and all that stuff on here. The Maxton lip kit is so subtle, and heck, even the whole full body kit is really subtle, really tasteful, gloss black, no painting necessary. It's a really easy install. And it could remedy this for you if you wanted to just get the lip on the front, or if you wanted to finish it out with the small little side skirt. There's a few little pieces on the back with a slight diffuser, but very subtle. I mean, so subtle that Lexus could have stamped a F Sport on this bad boy and dropped that kit on these vehicles, and heck, they could have made more money and probably would have sold a few more, in my personal opinion, just because we're a upsell culture, right? It's like, would you want that supersized, you want a hat with your shirt. I just think the F Sport model gives people an opportunity to upsize, right? And so but yeah, back to the point at hand, which is, if Lexus doesn't remedy that, you say to yourself, I still want this great, amazing price on the convertible. See if you can get them a little bit lower on price, knowing that, hey, $300, $400 will get you a nice little gloss black front lip, and it'll cover up that little area that's been damaged on the front end there. All right, guys, got the beautiful convertible here. Let me step back for a second. No, okay. Got the black top on it with the black interior. I think that's a sexy combo because, it's just straight white and black tuxedo, right? It's a California-based car, it appears. Everything else looks to be good, right? It looks like that's the traditional run flat tires on there, if I'm not mistaken. I don't see any wheel curb or damage. Don't see any damage in here. Don't see those little imprints that we sometimes see on the seats. That actually, I did do a little research on that, family. I hinted to that last week, to where if you see those, what in my opinion, it kind of looks like Louis Vuitton logos, but that's not what it is, right? It might be an L of some sort, but whatever it is, it's happening, I think, a lot of times in the leather seating, and if the application that I've seen it in the most is the convertibles, but did hear from someone else, in the Lexus community, say that if your vehicle is still under warranty and you start to see signs of the whatever the imaging is that comes through in the seats, guys, take that back to the dealership, and from their perspective, it looks to be a very easy resolution. Okay, as long as you're in your warranty period. Okay, if you're not in your warranty period, feel free to try it. Just know that, that pathway hasn't been vetted out, at least not to my knowledge just yet, okay? All right, let's look at the deets on this guy real quick, okay? So we got a 2021 convertible, 16,000 miles. That's tremendous. All right, we got this beautiful ultra white. We got the black interior, and we've got the one accident on this one as well. One previous owner as well, right? Like we mentioned earlier, that one accident's going to come back to bite you should you decide to sell the vehicle. As long as Lexus is certifying this vehicle, I don't think it's so much of an issue from a purchase perspective, right? That's probably why we're seeing such a change, right? You can see up here at the top about $6,200 below market on this bad boy. So coming in at $71,995. Been at the dealership also for 48 days. We Well, this would have been a better pick, or at least conversation with the dealership probably earlier this week before the quarter, before the end of the month. But we are in, 30-day range of the end of the quarter. So, you can absolutely get in front of them and let them know that you're a motivated buyer, but you want to see the right movement financially, and you'll be good to go. Okay. Fam, that is our episode for the week. I will have all the details of what we discussed tonight in the comments. You guys have a beautiful weekend. Godspeed.